Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be reviewing Skandar and the Spirit War by A.F. Steadman. Now this is the fifth book in the series and the fifth and final book I'll be reviewing of the Skandar series. So if you haven't done it yet, go check out my other videos where I review the first four books in the Skandar series. Now just a little heads up, there will be some spoilers about this book in this video. So if you haven't read it yet, I'll give you 5 seconds to click off. Okay, now let's lose ourselves in another book review. Now let's start at the start. I do not have the paperback version of this book because it's not out yet, so we'll just have to look at the hardback version. Now obviously the only real difference with this is that if you don't get the paperback with the coloured pages, it'll be the coloured pages, and when we take off the dust cover. But other than that, everything else is the same. So as we can see Skandar on the front with a spirit sword. We've got someone down here and lots of unicorns in the background. We've got the gold lettering like we do with every other book. On the side we have the gold lettering as well, the spirit symbol and A.F. Steadman's name. On the back we have another spirit symbol because this book is based on spirit, because there's 5 books, each of them being a different element, which I find really cool. We've got the blurb. If you'd like to read it, I'll give you a few seconds. Okay. I really like the cover. I like the purple colour that they used, like a dark purple. The dark purple colour is on the side, because of the coloured pages. We've got Skandar there, obviously going to fight the war, the spirit war. Now if we take off the dust jacket, just take it off and put it to the side. We have the spirit symbol in the middle, and it's white because the spirit colour is white. And I really like how the purple and white go together. I think it was an amazing colour choice, because the rest, obviously, red, fire, blue, water, yellow, air, green, earth, and their coloured page and all that are them colours. But because it's the spirit colour is white, and it would just be normal if they did white. So I like how they chose the colour purple. I really think it matches brilliant with obviously the gold lettering and the white. So this is one of my favourite covers. I love putting it on display with the dust jacket off. I think that's so cool. This is my favourite one to have without the dust jacket on. Now I really do like to look at the evolution of, well, not evolution, how Skandar's grown up from the first cover to this cover, because there's a big change over the 5 years. So now we've looked at the front. If we open it, mine is signed. I do buy them signed. And we have the map. Let's go back so you can see. There's nothing new that we haven't seen before. It's basically just all in one place. So there's no new areas that Skandar does go to. The only real on the island, the only real difference is that they do go to the mainland more frequently in this book, because part of the storyline is protecting the mainland. So Rex Manning wants to take over the mainland. Skandar, Bobby and Mitchell, not Flo because she betrayed him, will go to the mainland, and there's these things that we learn about. You learn a lot more about the first rider. So as you learn about the first rider, you find that the first rider did something to protect the mainland. They're called ley lines. So Skandar and Mitchell learns about these ley lines from the secret swappers. So they give the information about the ley lines. So they go there to get the information about them, and then Mitchell works it out. And because of Rex, the secret swappers give them an extra word, helping them find where the location of the first ley line. So throughout the story, they're trying to figure out where the ley lines are, so they can turn off the magic. So with the ley lines, they have to complete a challenge. All of the challenges are fighting a dragon, and the dragon is based on the element. So the fire element, it's a fire dragon, and only a fire wielder can fight the dragon. So like Mitchell, for example, is the only one who can fight the fire dragon. So once they defeat the fire dragon and the fire dragon is happy, it depends on what challenge. So with the fire dragon, I'm pretty sure they had to fight and like distract it. And then when the dragon is distracted, Skandar can use the spirit magic to deactivate the ley line. Then they can no longer use the fire magic on the mainland. Now that is the same with every single element except for spirit, because there isn't a spirit ley line. But obviously Skandar is the only one, and the spirit wielders are the only ones who use the spirit element, so Rex doesn't use it anyway. So as they're doing that, they are having to hide from Rex. He is using some illegal swords, some wild unicorn magic swords. So they take the wild unicorn's magic, put them in this sword. So if they slash you, the unicorns or the people, that will stay on you forever. Now Kenna obviously turns good in the last book, so she is trying to figure out what to do in this book because she's dying. She's losing her strength because of the wild unicorn she's bonded to. So she has the shield around the Eyrie, and that is zapping her strength. So she's trying to figure out how she can help with the war at her strength, because she's very weak. So they're turning off these ley lines, they're trying to figure out where they are, they're trying to build an army. Then Bobby gets captured. And Bobby gets captured, and Skandar's like, we need to go find her. I'm not losing. I've lost Flo. I'm not losing Bobby. Bobby gets captured, and if Skandar goes, he will get captured. So Kenna goes instead, and she uses the elemental stones to free Bobby because she doesn't have the power to do it. So because at that moment Bobby hates Kenna because of what she did to her sister in the last book with the skeleton curse. She hates her. But because of her Kenna saving Bobby, they start to like her again. Bobby warms up to her. So Kenna leaves during this book. It's about midway through where she leaves, and you learn that the first rider had children. Now she had 5 children, is what everyone knows. Everyone knows that they have 5 children, but they actually had 6. So they had the 5 children for each element, and they had a 6th child that was not destined for a unicorn. Now that 6th child was so sad that he didn't get a unicorn and was jealous. So his sister, her sister, the one with the spirit element, there's this thing in this book called the spirit realm. That's where dead unicorns will wait for their rider to go into death. So the 6th child goes into the spirit realm and takes the unicorns out of the spirit realm and bonds them to them. But that leads to the riders dying faster. And once their rider has died, the 6th child takes the unicorn back to the spirit realm so they can go into death together, and we'll take another dead unicorn. Now, that leads for that person not to die. So that person is trying to convince Kenna to do the same, or she is going to die because of how weak she is getting. So during while Kenna is trying to figure out that, the eerie shield that Kenna's keeping breaks. It fails. So Skandar's trying to get everyone out. So as they escape the Eyrie, Bobby gets captured, but I've already talked about that. So after, they go hide in the Windy Cliffs, and that is where the war does take place. So they stay there till then. Now, Skandar, in the end, does get captured, and she is obviously being basically tortured to get the answers about where the people are, where the army is, how do you turn the ley lines back on, and he's not answering. After a few days of this, and them hurting his unicorn, I can never say his name right, he is taken to this room. Now, we didn't know this. As you read the book, you won't know. But as you read the book, they're being helped by this mysterious person. They don't know who it is. They think it's Amber, who is in the being a sentinel in the Silver Stronghold, but it wasn't. All this time, Flo's been helping Skandar out, warning them, helping Amber get the information. So Skandar is took to this room with Flo next door. There's a wall in between them, and there's this window, and they're talking and they're crying because they find out that in the next morning they're going to be killed by Rex. So they're crying, they're like telling their feelings for each other. So after they had their conversation, and we find out Flo has never betrayed them. She made a deal with Rex to let Skandar win Chaos Cup, and then in turn Flo to arrest Skandar. Because if Flo didn't do that, Rex would have killed Skandar. Which I was quite shocked in that moment. I never believed Flo betrayed Skandar. But it shocked me how she did it. Flo is incredibly smart to be able to do that. But during the execution, they're about to be, in the morning, they're taken down to where they're going to be executed. Now Flo, I told you, she's smart. She made a plan so they would not be executed. So she had made loads of friends in the Silver Stronghold. So they ambush them as Flo's about to be executed. They ambush and they're able to break Flo and Skandar free. Now, that, because of Flo, the amount of people that were her friends are now doubling their army for healers, blacksmiths, and saddlers and riders. The amount of people there have doubled. So Skandar and Flo and Bobby and Mitchell are positive they're going to win this war, but they need to close the Earth ley line, the last ley line they have to close. So they go. Flo knew where it was. She was doing her research, which made Mitchell jealous, which was quite funny. So they go and they close this ley line, and then Flo and Skandar kiss. So cute. Yeah, they kiss and they have their moment, their romantic moment. Then they go back and they fight the war. They have a few battles in between when they're trying to close the ley lines, but it's nothing big, not like the end battle. So they go back, and then the next key point of the book is the war. So Rex come with his army to attack Skandar and his army. Now they've been training, they have a plan, but that plan is failing them. People are being killed. It's really sad, but in this book, lots of people of Skandar's friends, they do get killed. So Skandar's like, I don't want more people to die. So it's night time. They've just had a full day of fighting. Kenna's like, Scar, come with me. I have a way we can win this war. Skandar with the sixth child to the spirit realm. Now the sixth child thinks she is going to take his dad's unicorn, because that's what he planned her to do. So she's all powerful, but she doesn't. She makes him and convinces him to go into death to finally be at rest, at peace. But because of weak she is, she cannot leave the spirit realm, and she knew that, so she can't leave it, the spirit realm. So she makes a deal with the first rider. She's like, let all the dead unicorns go back to their rider. You go out, help them win the war, and I'll stay here in your place. Then when you come back, you can go into death with your family. Now I'm crying at this point. I'm like, what? No, Kenna, you cannot. Because ever since the second book, when we find out Kenna is meant to have a destined unicorn, and she gets bonded to the wrong unicorn, I have wanted her to have her destined unicorn since the start. I wanted her to have her destined unicorn, and I thought that we're going to go to the first rider and she was going to get her destined unicorn back, because in this book she does get a better she gets this feeling of wanting to be bonded with her destined unicorn. So I was positive she was going to get her destined unicorn back, and then she has to stay in the spirit realm, and I was like, oh my god, no. I was crying at this point. I was like, Kenna's my favourite character, and I have this connection with her. So to have her basically die, like she has to stay in the spirit realm and then go into death. She can never leave. So to have her basically die is heartbreaking for me. My favourite character. Flo wasn't that bad when she betrayed, but she did the right thing. All the unicorns that she did kill in the skeleton curse is free. Arctic Swan gets back to Agatha, and they fight and they win the war because of Kenna. Obviously, after they win the war, everyone's like, where's Kenna? How did you do this? And when Skandar gets really sad, because obviously he's just lost his sister, but because of her sacrifice. Her sacrifice won them that war. So I just love Kenna. That is why she's my favourite character. But once they win the war and they have a big group hug, Skandar does go and visit Kenna in the spirit realm because he can do that because he's a spirit wielder. We find out that Kenna was meant to be a silver spirit. I was about to lob this book at the wall. I'm like, if she was bonded to her destiny unicorn, she would have been the most powerful unicorn there is. A silver spirit. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, she could have won that war if she got a destiny unicorn. I was about to lob the book at the wall. I was that annoyed that she didn't get a destiny unicorn. But it's also like, if a book makes you want to basically chuck it at the wall because of that, shows how good this book is. This book was a twists and turns of like playing with your emotions. That shows that this book, it is an example of a 5-star book. I don't think you can get better than this. I've obviously not read all the books in the world, but this is this was my favourite book. The whole Skandar series is the best. Like, the best series I've ever read. Every book is 5 stars. A 5-star book. You can't get better than the Skandar series. But at the end of the book, the spirit element is legal again. Bobby wins the Chaos Cup and then falls in love with Amber. Enemies to lovers in the finest, Bobby and Amber. You could tell throughout this whole book that Bobby and Amber were in love. I love how Bobby and Amber, Mitchell and Jamie, and then Skandar and Flo are all together. Bobby's sister and Albert do help each other through the pain because Albert lost Kenna and Bobby's sister lost her best friend during the war. So they're both helping each other. So I think they're going to fall in love, which is obviously good for them, but obviously not good for Kenna because Albert was Kenna's love and Kenna loved Albert. During the new group of hatchlings, there is a silver spirit, and they do say the silver spirit looks like Kenna. So this book is one of my favourites. I know I just said that I loved it and it's 5 stars, but if you haven't done it yet, you need to go read the Skandar series. 100% recommend the Skandar series, and I'm so sad to see it end because obviously this is the last book. There is another book coming out about the First Rider, so we will get to learn about the 6th child and First Rider. So I think that would be good to read, but it will not have obviously Skandar, Bobby, Mitchell, Flo, and Kenna in it. Now, this book is 9+ and is an adventure book. Has got romance because of obviously Bobby and Amber, Flo and Skandar, and obviously Mitchell and Jamie. But this is one of my favourite books, and thank you for watching. If you haven't done it yet, click that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, bookworms!